is it an entire funnel? Does it just sit there and it can actually move the needle for a business, or is it just like this? Hey, we can be. It's just like a new channel that they can open up and do some figures there. Like, what is the ceiling that you think is possible with live selling?
Yeah, I don't think there's a ceiling right now, which is crazy to say. When I look at our top shop that we manage at SEC, live GMV is up 3,000% the last 3 months.
Dude, and if it's who if it's who I think that you're referencing right now, their plan is to be live 24/7 all year next year. Every single minute of the day, their plan is to be live. Like, also, Parker and I, in the background right now are going like effing hard on live, just so everyone understands. Let's go to the the Gen X of the group here. Harvey, where do you see? Yeah. If you're not watching this right now, there's some gray in that hair. Where I would actually love to hear from your perspective, like where you see this headed, because like I'm assuming that you probably aren't watching live streams.
No, no, it's not my platform. It is not somewhere that I show up. Like I live in the LinkedIn world. I live in the business world. I'm not like shoppable content. I know it's contrary to say living within social commerce is not where I live. But what is interesting about that is, as I think about how do I purchase, just if I put myself in the consumer seat, how do I purchase? I'm always purchasing through referrals. So my wife, for example, she does live closer to those kind of live stream environments. So I see a huge uptick in, let's call it my household halo. Let's coin a new phrase. Like, so within my halo system that lives within my house, I am getting referrals from Instagram through TikTok that my wife is watching, that then inform decisions that happen elsewhere. So it just becomes that central piece of how we go and find product just within our house. So even though I'm not engaging with lives and I'm not looking at live shopping, doesn't mean it doesn't like feed down the chain and within that have that kind of household halo, if that makes sense.
Harvey, do you think lives ticks the box for referrals? Because I think social commerce to me is like gamified word of mouth, and that's where I think like UGC videos at scale or like organic looking ads at scale, that ticks the box for like a replacement of a referral. Even though people know it's an ad, they still get it served and they're like, yeah, okay, somebody who's organically unboxing it, giving a testimonial. Do you think a hosted live helps that, or is it just a silo distribution channel? Because I agree with your statement, but where does lives fit into that kind of social commerce and referrals based advertising?
Yeah, I mean, I think here's the big thing that I have happened to me in the last 3 months is that if I can't guarantee that it's authentic, then I am switching off from it. Like the introduction of AI.
Yes, I hate to agree. We're supposed to be disagreeing with each other,
No, that's okay. I say smart things sometimes.
So sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So that shift away from this idea of can I believe this to be authentic? Every single thing that I see, every single thing that is coming through almost has this like, is it real? Is it real? And you can't deny the authenticity of live. So I think it only accelerates it, and it becomes more where people go for trusted, verified referral. Because can we trust an ad? Can we trust UGC? Can we trust any of that? Whereas we can absolutely trust live because that's not being generated and served. It is just happening in the moment.
Okay, so I really do believe that in the world of AI, we're going to have this massive bifurcation. We're going to have the things that AI does really, really well. But I really think that there is something inside of us that wants to connect with humans and wants authenticity at all costs, right? Like I even think about on Black Friday right now, I made a post this morning for my local city, right? Where I was talking about like, hey guys, like actually going and connecting and shopping local is really, really important. And it's much less about like, oh, you're gonna go and get a good deal. It's like, hey, you actually want to go and support these people. Otherwise, there's not going to be anything for you to connect with at some point, right? That's really what I see. Parker?
I was going to say, like, do you think there's a threshold with consumers, like, eventually weeding through the authentic either creators or live selling? Like, they are getting paid somewhat, whether it's a commission or hourly rate. So is it just because it's a human in front of them live saying what they like about it? Or do you think eventually, and it's just because it's new, that consumers are like, okay, I'll trust this person? Or do you think eventually they kind of weed through the bullshit and just, okay, they're getting paid an hourly rate and they're just pushing this?
I don't think so. I think it only compounds and gets more, because if you think about it in relation to old influencer marketing, people follow those people like because they like their content. So if they're producing interesting live like shoppable content, why would they not follow them as well? To Josh's point, like they're going to have to work harder to make them more compelling, and that's where that Twitch piece comes in. But like, yeah, they're going to have to fight for their audience. But at the moment, they're in a blue ocean. They can just like these live live shopping and the individuals and the personalities that are bubbling up in there. The world is truly their oyster, right? Because they're not really competing. It's going to become a very competitive marketplace, both for brands and for those creators. And so they're going to have to differentiate themselves.